Annyeonghaseyo. Welcome to Case Drama. Karylle and we are here not in Korea but at the Korean Cultural Center in Taguig, and we are very, very fortunate because we are gonna meet and talk to Hwang Bo-reum. She is the author of the runaway Korean sensation Welcome to the Hyunnamdong Bookshop. Annyeonghaseyo!
Annyeonghaseyo!
You could learn how to speak Korean here. So they just had an event here. It was a book signing. It's very, very exciting. So the author, this is her first ever novel, and it was such a success that it just did so well in 9 territories, and currently it's translated into 48 languages. Wow. Can you imagine writing your first ever, I think it started out as an ebook, and then now, of course, it's published and it has traveled the world. Currently, they are gonna have events at the Manila International Book Fair, and I'm always so surprised because huli na ako sa balita na ang dami pala nagbabasa ng libro, which is a great thing because we all need to read more. So yeah, reading could be fun, and we are gonna go upstairs and talk to the author right now.
Hello.
Hello. Oh my God, we drink. I met you in Singapore. We only have 5 minutes, so we'll get ready. Oh, sorry. Okay. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
제 이름은 Karylle. Welcome to the Philippines. My nickname is Kay, and our podcast is called Case Drama. Welcome to Case Drama. We have with us, of course, Hwang Bo-reum. Thank you so much. 감사합니다. Okay. So I am a new reader. I started reading for leisure during the pandemic. Is it okay if I share with you my love story with books? Okay, Ken? Okay. My Oma is a voracious reader, and she will be proud of me when she watches this. Okay. Once upon a time, during the pandemic lockdown, I visited my mom in her home. As I was walking to the door, a book called to me. It was Hiromi Kawakami's The Nakano Thrift Shop. I read that book with the same heart eyes that I have when I watch a K-drama. K-drama fan. So, my husband, my yobo, much like your main character in your book, Yongju, the bookshop owner, saw this as the perfect opportunity to get me into reading. So, the man was on a mission. He started working on my book algorithm by reading reviews of books and purchasing young adult YA books, and at first books by Japanese authors, and then we moved to female authors from all over Asia. And of course, my husband bought me your book. So my husband graduated with a degree in AB literature, and he loves stories and storytelling. He's a songwriter as well. And getting me into reading is the best gift he has ever given me. It's the gift that keeps on giving, and that's why we're here together today. So here's my question. Sorry, long intro. Do you have a message to newbie or new readers like me? Why should we enter the wonderful world of fiction?
새롭게 이제 책을 읽기 시작하는 그런 이제 독자들이 왜 이 그 소설이라는 그런 픽션에 이제 들어가야 되는지, 그런 메시지를 혹시 전달해 줄 수 있는지.
소설 왜 읽어야하는지.
Like, why do they have to read novels, like fictions?
Yeah, because in the Philippines, we don't read very much. Like, I am 40 and I just started really reading. So it's not common, I think, for people to love reading. So do you have a message? Why should they start?
한국에서도 소설을 왜 읽냐고 생각하는 분들이 계시거든요. 그래서 소설만 좋아하는 독자들이 있고 소설은 안 읽고 비소설만 읽는 독자들이 있어요.
So also in Korea, there are a lot of readers who questions about the reason why they read novels, and also there are readers who does not like novels but they love nonfiction.
그 소설을 읽지 않는 사람들은 소설이 불필요하다고 생각해요. 허구의 이야기니까 내 생활에 아무 필요가 없다라고 말하거든요.
So what they say is that since novels are fictions, they are actually not applicable to my life, so it's useless. That's what they say.
근데 저는 그런 분들한테 소설은 우리 생활에 매우 필요하다. 소설이 우리 삶에 도움을 준다고 말하거든요.
And the one that the thing that I actually tell them is that a novel actually is very helpful to our lives, and it actually allows us to have a better life.
그러니까 우리 생활은 사실 관계를 맺고 끊고 이어가는 일들이 연속인데 그 관계를 맺을 때 가장 중요한 게 내 마음을 잘 읽고 상대의 마음을 잘 읽는 거잖아요. 근데 소설이 그걸 도와줍니다. 왜냐하면 소설에 너무 많은 사람들이 나오고 그 사람들의 내면을 따라가다 보면 그 사람들의 마음을 따라가다 보면 어느 순간 마음을 읽는 방법을 알게 돼요.
Because life is a series of making a relationship, cutting off a relationship, and rebuilding a relationship. And once you actually read novels, it actually helps you a lot on that part because you can see a lot of characters in a novel, and if you see the internal feelings of the characters inside the novel, you'll be able to feel how they're actually feeling and how to actually connect a relationship with a certain character in the novel.
네, 그래서 생활하면서 뭔가 행복하지 않고 관계도 못 맺겠고 힘들고 하는 사람들은 어쩌면 그 마음을 읽는 방법을 모르는 걸 수도 있잖아요. 그런 분들이 소설을 읽으면 됩니다.
So there's a possibility that a certain reader is having a hard time to connect with people, to actually read the intentions of a certain person, and they actually not feel happy about what he or she is going through in life because of that certain situations. Then to improve on that part, I will strongly suggest reading novels with that part.
Right. And of course, this is what they call healing the genre. And I think a lot of people that I've read their reviews are saying that they feel that beautiful connection through the stories told. Okay, I will just talk about that later. And so we see big crowds in K-pop concerts, but there is also a considerable fandom with books. So during your fan meet, let me rephrase. I was present at the Singapore Writers Festival where you were a panel member for Are You Thriving, Surviving, or Drowning at Work? I sat upstairs in the very back, but I couldn't believe the rock star reception for the authors, especially for you. We didn't have any glow sticks, but I had my notebook and pen because I was taking notes for sure. I just wanted to tell you that I cried during the fan meet because I didn't even understand why, because no one was singing, no one was shouting, but I felt so connected and happy also to be around book fans, which never happened in my whole life. So it was a very new experience. And I think maybe those experiences are powerful, and we can see them in this book, especially when they have book meetings, book clubs. So I'm just really excited for you to see your Filipino fans, because I have read a lot of their reviews on TikTok, and you are changing lives with your healing book. Okay, we will just talk more about your book. I wrote a lot of things down, but maybe we can close with, did you ever think that your book would bring healing to people? I have been talking a lot about healing the inner child, and there is this really beautiful part there. Little Youngju pestered her dad to line all four walls in her room with storybooks. And we all know the inner child is very brave, and in the book they call it greedy, that she wants all the books. She wants to see many books. So it's nice to know that you have come to share this greedy love for books because it is bringing healing to so many. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Would you like to say anything about the healing books? Did you think you would ever bring healing to people?
네, 사람들에게 이제 힐링이 될 거라고 예상하셨는지.
예상하지 못했고요. 저는 아까도 그 북토크 하면서 말씀을 드렸는데 저는 이 책을 쓸 때 책 마지막 페이지를 읽고 덮은 분들이 마음이 편안해지면 좋겠다 정도로 생각을 했었지 제 소설이 누군가에게 위로를 줄 것이다 라고는 생각하지 못했었습니다.
So first of all, I have never thought about the part that that it will be a healing to a person. That I talked about this in a talk show downstairs a while ago, but we just hope that the reader who actually finished the end cover of this book to feel comforted, and I did not expect that it will be a healing material for them.
그래서 저는 예상하지 못했었지만 정말 많은 독자분들이 위로를 받았다고 해주셨어요. 근데 위로를 받았다는 그 독자분들이 저를 위로해 주었습니다. 그러니까 제 책이 어떤 누군가를 위로해 준 건데 사실 쉬운 일이 아니잖아요. 아까 전에도 그 사인을 하는데 어떤 분이 제 책이 자신의 삶을 구했다라고까지 말씀해 주셨거든요. 그래서 독자분들의 그런 말을 들으면 제가 위로가 되고 다행히 내 책이 많은 일을 했구나라고 생각할 수 있게 됐습니다.
And of course, whenever you hear that they were able to be healed by reading my book, it actually heals me. So it actually works in both ways. And even in the talk show a while ago, while I was signing on their books, there was one fan who actually told me, "Thank you for saving my life by the book." And it's not an easy thing to happen. And I think it's also very happy for me to experience those readers, and I could actually be a healing or comfort for their lives as well.
Oh, that's just like the story about the photo, the teacher who gave the camera. They saved the life of the student. I think I don't remember the page, but it's in my notes.
본인이 적어놓은 거에서 이제 그 선생님이 사진 찍으면서 이 학생들이 삶을 보냈다.
The book about
책이
The Guard of Light. Yeah. Yeah.
She couldn't recall about the context.
Here. I got it. The camera you gave me saved my life. Cho Hye-jin. The Guard of Light. Saved my life. Yeah, that's one of the best. 감사합니다. Thank you for your time. I hope that you have a great time in the Philippines.
초대해 주셔서 감사합니다.
Thank you so much for inviting.
Thank you. So there was just a book signing here for the book Welcome to Hyunnamdong Bookshop, and we found one of the fans of the book. This talks about finding the perfect book for you, because the main character tries to find books that are not bestsellers exactly to recommend, diba? She likes to recommend what she feels is the perfect book for the possible reader. How do you feel about that? Is this that kind of book for you, and did someone recommend it?
Well, I work in a bookshop, and I was a publisher, and it's a cozy and healing book, healing read. It's easy. It's easy to read. You feel good after, but it's kind of nice to imagine like walking in a Korean Seoul neighborhood,
and going to a small store, no?
Going to a store with books, and you can talk to the owner and they recommend books, but there are also book events like the one we just attended where people talk about books, and then you can have coffee. Someone makes the coffee especially for you. So it's like a fantasy. It could be real.
It could be real. It happens in real life, and as a new newbie reader, I'm discovering that more and more people pala do this, and I don't know why I'm still shocked that there are a lot of book events. But
Oh, yeah, there are book events.
I know
Just have
we need
we could
to
keep
up our game.
Actually, we can keep our weekends busy.
Yeah.
With book events like.
Yes,
And,
we'll be going to one this weekend, so more about that later on. But one of the pressing matters in the country is, of course, we need to make sure more people read. And as somebody who works in a bookshop and in publishing, how would you entice readers to get into fiction or leisure reading?
Well, definitely, I would start with books like this because it's not a heavy topic, but there are layers of meaning, and you can relate to it. It's not like
Yes.
it's not like over your.
It's not about history, but we do
No,
love
history,
our
we
Quezon
love-
history.
We love history too.
Yeah, but it's not maybe for beginner level.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't recommend it for somebody who's just trying to discover what do you read for leisure, because a lot of people read for school because it's a requirement, etc. But
But
have
I
you
think
ever picked a book
But I
or
think
browsed
there's
in a
book
bookstore?
that there's the right book for everyone,
That's
like in this
right.
bookshop. So just have to find your hook or
Yes.
your trope.
Like ako, I
Like,
really love bookshop books. I love
love-
small stores. I know if that's the cover and they're gonna be living in that space, check.
And there's a whole selection
Correct.
of titles translated from Korean that people have been loving because they're all cozy books, healing. I mean, it's easy to enter the books and to finish them,
Right.
Which is
And what I like about this book, because we're always on Spotify, I found that there is a playlist that you could search called Welcome to the Hyunnamdong Bookshop. And it's an accompanying playlist. So you could read and listen to the music that the other book fans
that's
have
great.
prepared.
But definitely attending like the author event today, which the KCC, the Korean Cultural Center, they have sponsored this author to come to the Philippines and have these book talk activities. It really helps to enhance our understanding and appreciation of the book. So it
Yes.
makes it come alive for us a little bit more. And like also doing other things like listening to Spotify helps the book come alive.
Yeah, with the music and everything. And of course, everyone is into K-dramas like myself. So this almost feels like you're in the drama somehow because you're talking to a Korean author. Well, for me, it's a dream. Like, I'm all killing today because I feel like, oh my gosh, what episode are we in right now? Because it's the second time I'm meeting the author Hwang Bo-reum. So I feel like I'm in episode 2. Maybe there's an episode 3 in Singapore.
Literary Festival.
And exactly that moment, I had that book with me. So what are the chances, right? And then
That's
she's here now in the Philippines. I get to talk to her. What are the chances? But, when you start turning the pages of the book, you don't know what world you'll enter. And right now, this is mine, and I'm very, very happy. And that would have never happened if my husband never gave me my book.
Sweet. So he found he found the right book. The right book will find its way to you.
Yeah.
I think there's the right book
He's
for everyone.
studying me. He wants me to read because he read so many books. But now, I'm so proud to say I read more than my husband. So yeah, find the book that's right for you. And don't think that people don't do this because that's how I thought. No, nobody reads anymore.
Oh, did you see? There's a lot of people
There's
attending
a lot
today.
of people. It's a trend. You don't want to be left behind. So yeah, if you're looking for a book, and I think everyone is into healing the inner child.
I mean, if you like
This is a-
rom-com,
Correct. This is a
go
good
for the
one for you.
Go for the romance authors. If you if you don't like that, I know people who don't like rom-coms. Then you can explore horror, or some do thriller.
Yes.
So there's always like something for everyone.
And if you like to listen to podcasts, ebooks, or even just the audiobooks, I listened to the Mariah Carey audiobook. I feel like we're friends now. So, whatever gets you started, go for it.
Yeah, and if you can read like a little one chapter at a time, one chapter a night, eventually you'll finish the book.
Okay. All right. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Well, I've never been on the podcast. Yay!
I love the setting of the book because it's a small bookshop. So, as a K-drama fan, we do our K-drama pilgrimage wherein we go to the actual setting of the stories. But the only bookstore I've really gone to in Korea is the big Starfield COEX. But that's the opposite of this bookshop. So I'm going to have to look for a small bookshop because this is a fictional neighborhood. So this is not the one. But I would like to do that in the big COEX one where you post for Instagram. I think there are not a lot of English books, so I actually didn't find one. I'm sure there is one or two, but I didn't see where it was located. But I did go to small stores in, what was that hip neighborhood? But they were sock stores. And it's always interesting because they are so into the socks. And even the socks have a story to tell because you can customize it. And what I did was to wish upon my socks. So I put something in my socks that was my deepest wish. And they were so sweet because when I shared it with them, I went to 2 stores and I shared the same thing. They gave me free socks. So it's nice. It's different when you go to a small store where each piece of artwork, which could be a book or a sock, our socks, a pair of socks, means the world to the owner and they want to connect with you somehow, even if you're not from the same country. I was so surprised that they were so open with me like that they saw into my heart and they wished me well. Can you imagine? Socks, small stores. It's really nice to overshare, especially when you're in another country because they don't know who you are, they don't judge you, and it's just like, yes, we're sharing this moment. You love my work, you love my socks. I love you too. Parang ganun. So I think that's the healing feeling that you will get when you read this book. There's something about small spaces, cozy, safe, random, mundane. I love the mundane. Like everyday anything, everyday conversations, especially the ones that seem to not make sense. They're the best. And that, I think, is our conversation type also. That's why I love talking to you guys. So thank you for being my safe space. Okay, it's also the kind of setting that we've seen in movies like Notting Hill. If you've been to London, you've probably seen the bluish bookstore. And You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, where it was the big bookshop that she owned versus, the small bookshop that she owned versus the big bookshop. But of course, that's a different story. But, needless to say, there are a lot of stories that have that kind of setting. So it's quite interesting to read. One of the best things that I discovered about this book was that it has a Spotify playlist companion. So just look for it. Just search Welcome to the Hyunnamdong Bookshop. And I've never read a book with a playlist made by fans, and they match perfectly. So if you don't know how to read a book, I do have a tumba where I read now. Or I also, of course, like to read on the train or the bus. Find where is your cozy spot to read. And ang ganda if you try it with the audio. There is a song that is mentioned in this book, and it's Keen's Hopes and Fears. There is a song that is mentioned in this book, and it's by the band Keen, an English rock band. It's from their Hopes and Fears album. And I was listening to Somewhere Only We Know, and I'm sure you know it. It's from 2004. And I think it pretty much summarizes the beginning of the book, because she transitions from her job to this question mark of a job where she doesn't really know if she's gonna be okay, because it goes against the norms. What is successful? What is a normal job? What is a good path in life? So she's like re-examining her life. The fears are out there. Everything is a big question mark. Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. And if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it? Somewhere only we know. I know you're singing it. This could be the end of everything, so why don't we go somewhere only we know? Talk about it. Yeah. I think that's in the very beginning. And it's nice because it feels like this is where the doors of the bookshop open. So I hope that you start finding books that you may or may not like, audition them in the bookstore. It's free anyway, and then find the one that's good for you. But I do recommend this. So thank you so much. 감사합니다. Hwang Bo-reum. Thank you once again to Hwang Bo-reum for talking with us here on Case Drama. Maraming salamat. And kamsahamnida to her translator, Danielle O. And of course, she has a new book called Every Day I Read, 53 Ways to Get Closer to Books. This will be out 2nd of December 2025. Maraming salamat din kay Karylle Martinez and Sandra Ramos Padilla of National Bookstore for this invitation. If you want to know more about Korean culture, please visit Korean Cultural Center here in Taguig, or follow them on Instagram. That's KCCPHIL or KCCPhil. Thank you so much, everyone. See you next time.